Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Ahwefonia T4 mema obibia akwaba eba PENDREAM TV. After say Ghana for eto aba ema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ema ne be President of Ghana. What the boche bebre egu akwema na oche say Ghana for eto aba mano na obe president aba bia dollar no ahura kwakudu bia no obeti dollar no so ama dollar na ba from kra na osa say or the 24-hour economy ebeba se ne be ya adwuma bedoso na Ghana for no dodo na anya adwuma ye ensem we nam so ma Ibanche innocent e de ensem bia to dwa wo kire say Ghana for no dodo na ani da so say na nsenyanka President John Dramani Mahama waba power inkobedi ne boshe so na o kire say ebe take process and I say o di say o de enhihye and I say enema ebu akoimansa watumedi ne boshe so ensem ahudo bi ka we ho na Alaska di don ene Ibanche innocent e de atudwa me person beje brenda wa kame ho na yeti omonsem no enchirimu subscribe to channel no dawa dwenchiro comment section ho like na share jumadi numa afoforo ensa enkami kame ho na yeti ensema Alaska di don ene Ibanche innocent e de atudwa
Ivan akwaba
Alaska mejoso mamenka se government assessment amount for expectations are very high. Obi oha na de ne say aban ne sesan ya say John Mahama bana no oda sorry ya say all of a sudden find say near sesan overnight.
That's right.
Amamu enya magic. And now why open sesame then things will change. It doesn't happen like that. A process you need to begin from somewhere. The journey to economic recovery, you know, Alaska is very challenging. So you must be determined now what to do near my year before you get there. So the president is leading Nema Obayena by inspire the general populace to get along. Because don't forget, I could follow about 2016. Trust me. Ope president ba kwana Ghana for dono pena sem to the extent that kaya ye for kra omunisika ti megigi sika at the bar for the mano. Aboso kind for ejigi sika ye campaign in as a for mano. But as it got to a point he became the enemy of the state.
That's right.
Everybody know that they just people dislike him. People actually hated him. Why? Because of Abrabo Bonia, oh boy. And at some point at that divergence, the citizens were somewhere and the government was somewhere, no.
That mislink, no.
Yes. Then you understand? So it means we are buying nebeye yamawa. You need the collaboration of the people down there. So that linkage, you know, and the bring it at the synergy.
That's right.
Yes. Uko pharmacology and abetias here. I do ya draw away. I never catch us 1 + 1 and 2. 1 + 1 to be more about 4.
Okay.
Because I could be more a certain synergistic effect. I be potentiate the effect of the other. Now double. And this is citizens not the no. Ever cap president the no. I think say it will go well. At this time round I catch us President Mahama is different. The way a manner or yen and name man. For instance, corruption tackling. I was very happy when he said, your friend says, you remember so
that's right.
Said national service personnel.
When you prelims,
okay.
We
are masters. I think that we will delve deeper into the issues, and I think I'm impressed, I must say, by the rest. This whole thing will benefit the entire Ghanaians, because like I just said, the whole essence of doing government politics is to ensure the marginalized in the society will have hope, not the affluent or more. When government policies trickle down to the average poor people on the ground, now a more hope, livelihood, then you know say yes, you have really done something. So I think that this particular thing will trigger down to people downwards. Feel the impact of how this government is going to go. Now collectively, we are building the Ghana that we want. We say President Mahama say we are building Ghana that we want, and I'm adding say we are not just building Ghana we want. We are building Ghana of our own creation and of our own design. We design the color open we choose.
That's right.
Creation will be to make creative, but with your own design, your own designation as a phone. No. Which is effective specs and effective, and I think that is the kind of country we should build.
Right. That was Ivan Che Innocent. This takes us to 4 p.m. Alan Grant Kwanzaa, incoming MC, Boko there.
Alaska, Namo.
Ashama, and this want to say.
In a way. And one says, your body to the Ampunan Kumpobe, my. Eja, why you be my. Wa my uncle. Wa Mamuja AD if we sunny away. Wa my papa, His Excellency John Dramani Mama. The boss or Shagana phones no this pepe. And Rana come and say, the atmosphere. So serene. Emuda hono. Abutre, akumapa, odo, tima, more mine. And never pay danity. In the midst of all, you never saw a wife going to attack somebody's personality.
So what are you insinuating?
I have no insinuating anything. I have no insinuating. Look at you just look at the environment. Your mommy Lodina Mama taking pictures with Afenyo markings. Just look at as after all, at the end of the day, the display papa, His Excellency John Dramani Mama and your mommy, Lodina Mama a display and they say, look, governance is about what you are thinking and it's about what I'm thinking. And what both of us I'm on manage my day. Akoso, Eswadri and Esumadri. I don't just at the end of the day, no, I was say, yeah, a thankful. And that is what was displayed over there. And so at the end of the day, no, for whatever reason,
I see Ghana's debt source to 721 billion. ECG owes 68 billion. Cocoa board edit the account. So you share the state of the nation that baby I'll fan iffy.
But Nam said, but there be a casa governance and your bosom and a near bay na bay nkwan ese ye na najo. Menim why there be an ajo mo de musia governance and your court. And you know, you need to get people involved. And the only way to get people involved to know the ekom and the selba jina ho, then you tell people what is happening.
Okay.
That is the whole essence of this State of the Nation address. The thing is the State of the Nation address. Or mine said the city informing people to know. And I think that he did quite well with the presentation. Sector by sector. He was able to tell Ghanaians, baby, are you free back? And where he intends to take us.
Okay.
And they say, I cannot send a city binder than a jano hono. Let people know. I can't daho. Na chena kono. Bibi kusia. Obia makaza. Oba ya no wabobu siya say.
Okay.
Asem na okaya no so. Enam say no krenti. Firme position na yamu binu atena radios wa kan.
For years.
Cocoa board. Any your friend say
ECG.
Nya ECG mpo ECG power sector na se for no
energy sector.
A car egu omo so me betena catch say cocoa board kadan and no the figures na ba bonten and na se for no. So this will give us a picture skill description of what our economy really entails. Any baby a Ghana Nigeria se no na going forward no what who steps na se for a okọ na Ghana ni hu say eh papa yi be fa o man se na city o na otu anamon you will be guided by things that happened in the past so we will make correct choices in for again so we have nema assign a course so in terms of spending any other area sika akwahia gune baby ani se yedi sika ko na yetetam sika de ko ye kwan ya fa so ye hye oman ni sika ene funda na eda hodada this sinking fund na support fund what is all cast a sinking fund na over $200 million and na dem akufo ado ben inherit no omoko no $67,000
and just wadi ni nyina
enra metis asel me yemu sheme sinking fund eda ho niema mu ya dia you just cushion just to as a shock absorber sin as for air corner Ombeto over $200 million in all $67,000 and a account and a Ghana CD account no so they am 130 something. That chiro kwanya nipa no ba say ye be bo minus so mine chese onje bi kura ho na ba 5 bibi. That is the real state of this country's economy. And then the buy no presentation here very essential. And I hope say the communication around it, you know, the real state of this particular economy. Now, so we'll build it from there. You know, say you cannot afford to make a mistake. There can't be any misstep because my culture says mistakes Ghanaians will not accept it. No amount of justification, explanation will justify mistake going forward. because my culture say we are guided by the past mistake. Akufo-Addo aye. So going forward, you know, decisions must be bold, must be decisive, and must be very pragmatic. And that is exactly how you need to proceed. So answer na betimi look the way forward, you know. Esa wo hwe na name bia esa wo straighten no bia no, you need to do and do it decisively. Alaska enema this national service scandal na me be ka ho asem na bam.
That's right.
President say ono atena se hu se nkrofo no mudi sa adwirim dodo na adwane furu kroma. Sai bra investigation was share so because amanfo asase efra amanfo ebinuma fa football ho ebinuma fa niam bebre ho I the source of this country but then wo dwane a enye nwanwa asset bia wo bia president has directed say it should be traced and yem freeze no.
That's right.
Pending investigation obi anka say obi adisika bra na be yi wa no kwanya wutimi fa so a wosisa nipa 80,000 ghost names e de be share your friend saying national service mayetu omoka but Alaska, you see, we must also go beyond nipa no mo yes no. We also need to look at the institutional weakness. Now no me catch it. What be say ho say everybody den and our institutions with overwhelming oversight responsibility. One, aye nipa na otuaka no hwan controller and accountant. Enti obi asesa saman di se na otuaka. Won so no verification be na wo ye. Because what he na yase me fa list brand to omoka the mere fan say me the list abandazi mean say me dey buy etuaka. You need to also further no we investigate who say nipa na wutu sika man tibia no omo bank account or fa na omo. You need to do all this due process. And to a cartel. Cartel no leverage on internal structural weaknesses in our governance system.
Very well.
What is here? Because there is a massive weakness that people are exploiting. Because my country as a criminals, you know, they only exploit weakness in the system. And to, as a government, you know, you need to strengthen the institution. Because you can have the cartel at the national service, but the controller and accountant general every month we are due diligence and follow up just to ensure that these people are there. Do you think committee me?
No.
Again, listen, no. Emrama ho kwan se yamfa parliament. Na parliament who say nipa dodo say and acquire national service. At the end of the day, no nipa dodo say ni etimi deploy mo. And this our list no to parliament no. Senye mayor NDC NPP politics na afenyo marketing sem hu no mudi. And na kwabra ni timi fa document to nanim. And oye comparison compare we na at least and kadi bi ba take na mo say figures your body buy anyway. Adan. Okay, timi the figure ba say nipa 87,000 and na kwaye national service. When you buy house 150,000 and
that's right.
So parliament as an oversight responsibility documents I'm
a failure.
Exactly. So we see it's good we punish these people, but say you're limiting it to the individuals. This cartel will be missing the larger point. But my country, I remember 2016 President Mahama as charge individuals be at the same national service. This ghost name say by. So if 6 years after Yasia Babioma, it means our mind we are not growing. It means that there is a structural fundamental weakness. I am bad, I am lucky to your governance system. And that there is the need say Yankasa as a country, never take proactive measures near dealing with this thing. For more than a day, that's
right.
Man, so there are things that those who have assets as a fund. Because Alaska, I like the decisiveness and the boldness because as president, my culture said once you show weakness, you are done
forever.
Yes, that is why I like the way I call very decisive, very pragmatic, giving instructions to various security agencies. Freeway. Now, no matter say, you say your friend is saying, papaya or Professor Kumfi Amia.
Sky train.
Sky train, Alaska. This is absolute nonsense. Now, no, me be say yet it is a train na yenam so asase so nkwa yenya bi na yekwa kwesi train enam wiem na who will concede such a foolish idea sese ameno ka meno amatena na yakofa sa na de enum bi besi.
That's right.
Yesem pakadan yo se hwan sa train we Alaska do kwotena ma betenam train na wotima dede paka wasum hwana kwa kwotena de wem. And Ghana is not a village. A man for a transit from Ghana to Europe to America to way people a man for far speed train. They know luxury. They know some of Niama Kesi Akoso. And the Obana Fano Quatana Nadia Numu, Namaya, Hurubosu ya. You call this thing train? train no how many no mutimi de buy the fast access no do no say no de buy then you are thinking about sky train company na ye de sa de no man no krom ha kora wan si ha at the end of the day we ended up paying $2 million
wabe jiska no akokodi
Alaska
and on my change
omo majisika nko ba bia omo ana mo tena ha ya chedi ye
that's right
omo ana mo tena ha ya chedi ye. That is why this ongoing investigation is very, very important. And you see, we must be ruthless in dealing with corruption. When you are dealing with corruption, Alaska, you must be ruthless. Making sure, say, you are not just punishing a person. Now, you are sending a message, mixed signals to those outside and those within your government. Say you are resolve and commitment. So, we dealing with issues of corruption, you know. Alaska is unwavering and nothing will stop you. A basa, it will send message to people out there and not their near masses. But ya nyasa never yet your friends a 9-day wonder. Window dressing exercise. BNI freeway after 1 month, after 2 months now we come back to square one because people will draw motivations over say ya neighbor.
Right.
So it should not just end here. I'm expecting, say, counting on the commitment of the president yesterday, he should follow through and make sure, say, individuals someone bought a minor form, and for me, that is the most important thing I gonna need be ashamed. Alaska, when him say President Mahama Timiji Ghana for Sika or Movia Memno, Wanya Shekra, some people will be okay. Yesika or Movia or Kroman, or Gia non Kwampo, now Koda. Some people will be happy.
That's right.
Because the amount of money are falling into wrong pocket. Nipa we this says can dia kesisem edidin semunu okroma say those monies could have been invested in other areas. Me no nke ne ye metena me kan de ye kan nke ne ya put ultimate the life of man for and now to any all first sector of our Ghanaian society every single sector really under your friends a distraction. Which sector? And I bet me akasa we are proud of education. Even the moral fabrics of our society is gone. So we need to strengthen these institutions and making sure that institutions become robust once again. And it's offer the Auditor General offer then internal mechanism, internal checks at the administrative at the agency level yan tenasema obi nko wiasika no wie na afeso a yakofa Auditor General report nyansa bia nim. There must be internal mechanism ebe block the occurrences of those things. And then I just say yes, we are serious. Now what na man for this kind we now the book kafuba I don't know there na can. These are some of the changes that we seek. So I think that what happened was very impressive. And that is something that I said on your show. I think that President Mahama mentioned it about national service personnel going through military training.
Exactly. You stated this.
Yes, I've said this some time ago.
Right.
It is one of the best thing that matter in recent times. Alaska. Adeba kwa a boy form beside all the corruption indiscipline.
That's right.
Any greed. And unfortunately, military training na ya kan ho asem no so menso me problem wo ho.
Enwurem kwa no na.
Say enwurem who ha ya fruit no Alaska say na na twam.
Oko say osudogu omo na nua grida omo ko.
Yes, Ghana nkwa na ya de timbalog to nipa kon ho no didimirika na ya military training. Alaska. We see, so if president is requesting say national service personnel will go for military training, then we need to retool the entire military manual na ya training, Now who say you instill discipline. Because at the heart of military training, a discipline. Of South Korea and other countries where national service and as a military training, a compulsory now. Do you know why the omo yasa? A discipline no. And yes, I will come and walk quiet now kusion to and discipline.
Wow.
So we bet men still, but the question I'm asking is Alaska in recent times. Soldier for no mobile how disciplined are they?
They are not.
So how far will be a national service? Say on military training. Now without looking at the military training itself, putting it in focus, another day you'll be mixing the point. It will become a waste of time.
They wouldn't go by and make impact.
No, I want answer back of fruit, Miyako fat the Chebako who has or Bako baby. I think you see it's good this proposal has come because I have said it some time ago.
That's right.
But I think, sir, we need to look at the training aspect of it all because the core I say the central idea behind all these things you bet me still discipline say be ya o take professional way ya o bet me ya adwuma ye ni ye and run na me catch obi say yeah can about 24-hour economy is good, it's best, it will transform because every economy anywhere in the world biano e be ya people must work extra hours overnight because in that industries, you know, that's how it thrives. But Alaska, I'm also concerned about working hours, 8 hours now. I'm for you work 12 hours, you know. Productive output in the same city.
That's right.
Obi betime kwa adwuma from an apostle adwumra or te phone so share TikTok. Obi kura okoduro adwuma no akra na okofie. Working time no obi dey converse ne mpananom on the namamoso because there is no system mechanism in place check say nipa na ba adwuma mu ukotwe uti na akọ eno ano no but elsewhere Alaska o clock in na say say wo ye adwuma for 8 hours broni betu aka 8 hours no you will sweat for 7 hours.
That's right.
You will sweat. 92.3. And how to ensure this? No, we need to put up systems. Alaska we want you to stay. This clock in, clock out. No, we can introduce it here. Now, no, na me kana obisi o na se Ghana need to clock in or pon no oba clock it. No. Say the person in niati and also chance when niati chain no. Knowing who we are and our attitude, you make sure say every 2 hours be a Ghana and be a word you be a clock in.
Okay.
Every 2 hours be a you clock in. So another day the data na available no and then a controller be jina so and the one clock in obi a no nkontokwa edu okatua we deserve no more calculation no more abrew.
Wow.
O man no more is there a solution to all these things?
So there must be KPI.
Exactly. And if you're able, because I have read around a lot of stuff since this economic debate started. Me know who obi a professor na doctor na obi a researcher be wetimi atena se atimi agage the productive hours and I said the productive output of from our working hours in this country. Say Ghana for 1 hour. What is the level of productive output? We should be able to measure these things. And it's whenever you extend it to cover 24 hours, then you know say it will maximize. And yes, sir, you create shift, put people in there night and I don't cry there for no more way. So I bank paying.
That's right.
Security for no mujina anymore. What are they supposed to do?
Amono odua almost or receive.
Yes.
To me be
yes, and their job is to also scan around. Because for a bar police in no no when we first started Alaska okwa security no unko not baby ejina the phone so TikTok just security awareness be ni ho.
That's right.
Edubate na yakọ na de besia wie security to also say security ni ho awareness no ni ho. So I think these are some of the things I may say we need to reset this country. Reset, you know, it includes a lot.
That's right.
And we must stay focused. Now that the real state of this country, you know, now President Mahama so I'm making assurances because so far one of the boldest decisions I'm very happy with it. This debt restructuring I call so pensioners are matana ha kan ho asama na no February we omo mu ye diu nyina obo mo dia tu omo nyina ka
as some promises
July odubetu omo ka. That is how you rebuild confidence. Cause pensioners merwafo ne na sefo no ma na president na old government in no munim da obetu omo ka wo.
That's right.
But swiftly no these interventions will bring back hope. Say indeed promises now make it say about to rebuild Ghana, bring back confidence, and make sure say the hardship Ghana for abiding recklessness in Tinodo Makwashem no Alaska obey you more free through prudent economic management and decisions. And says exactly how he's going. And I know it is a Michael way Blankson,
that's right.
Or social media or celebrity. Because right. This is a guy who brought his money to buy bond. No, he said bond is the most safest and the most secured investment anywhere in the world.
American.
Yes. You got auto bond in Alaska.
Comedian.
All that you need, your coupon and your rate, no tab. Now auto baby. Say a jabato we are CEO won't fahon. And your stock and now there are fluctuations. No. Bond there is secured. But Akufo-Addo kwana betchile unze bond enye secured. Yes, bond enye secured. Eko fa this because the gentleman school na oti ye no. oni sika da bia me di teacher nika me yesay so ohu sa ninyansem no beto bond so monthly earnings no na ode go school no ban oban ne ye lock in nti which means school ni so unti
and he was even told this as ye the man onto your bribe
no say na aban na connection for aban na we rafi aban na be sen ko na connection for aban you know your first contractors
that's right
your frewa you say usika no if you can let go 20% there kwa kwa usika amount na see ya de kodru Jubilee House
that's right
how person who president who to gate fee one who broni bia or your video social media na say for Alaska baby ya free bar no and okaya wabambebu so we need to take inspiration from Niema yakom nyina na ya making sure say this time round okay say until the government trips and decided to go rogue no you have a responsibility to ensure say we build Ghana we all envision together. We are not building it for ourselves, but for the generation yet to come. Because your failure, your failure, and the generation coming.
Right.
And why are you incumbent on President Mahama say the trust, the massive trust that Ghana for our repose in him, you know. I'm happy the way he's going, but he should not relent. He should continue and make sure, say, he deliver on the mandate and the assurances that he gave to the people of this country, including corruption. Me on my update on Ora.
That's right.
Swiftly no said all documents have been handed over to the Attorney General just to ensure say about investigating and any possible prosecution must be carried out just to ensure say yes sended that conventional deterrence na debia meka ho asem those red lines no to people in this present government say it's not business as usual. The idea you so ko be yi ase na yade na oda ho a utwa na ho asia ni nyina no na wo dwene say one day wu na bedam na obi so twa ho asia na so wo ko amanfo aye no do adwene so obi ma wa aye sa na tie e so banyansafo ye bunu be ye nka na sem ko obi aye no a date bi beduru a e be kasa ye ko Alaska aye it's possible that's it anya da bia na be ko obi aye obi so ba wo de so and na ye arrest obi a ye prosecute obi no what why should also be guided say ofuma the same way to wait for you and for me fight against corruption no must not be politicized, must not have partisan colorization, must not be out of political expediency. We need to go all out aggressively to pursue this social cancer that has been eating deep into the fabrics of our society. Because you and I, because of corruption. Sika at the end of the day, echo individuals bottom. Some time ago, me better na make figures in the Alaska I'm saying.
Yeah,
basis.
That's right.
It means over 18 billion na koso obi bottom.
That's right.
But see am no ka say President Mahama ka say in the next 4 years Ghana debt servicing we are going to pay over 250 billion Ghana cedis. Because abana otwa mu no eboabo anu default here. The last I was telling you after COVID Ghana is the second country post your friends COVID after Zambia to declare bankruptcy. Since then yentia your debt your friends and servicing ya relenting you know.
That's right.
But in the next 4 years sikani nyina be boabo no the pressure eba the same crofo so isi abetena fie abeka pressure to the same government omo mututu e kan kwa animu no.
That's right.
Wo abrabo bone a afanyo market nku asem o te parliament yi.
That's right.
Obi a oye Attorney General wa base bisa no question say he has capacity to deliver and answer
Amasa Agbaja.
And I don't know when that has ever happened.
That is where we've gotten to now. And I'm a catcher say baby you Ghana for a serious so emma enkra emerwafo nyina take key interest in politics. So ene omo baba hwe vet no mu se nkra asem we na afenyo market to where ya omo bambebu ko make say ene de nkra asem nie. But there are serious pressing issues affecting Ghana for the expect to see serious minded individuals in parliament doing serious business. Even when the chairman of the committee you know fully offended you know Alaska as a colleague or catch them as na wokan ye no when seka no withdraw because a capricious and when seka no etia me Alaska me no tia me kan sem na catch them affected with dignity
you have to
say me kan sem bi na ya me opinion na kasa mentwe nsan na based on the fact me wo me tia kasa mentwe nsan but me o kasa makasa etia wa I don't know obia ne asem o kan etia no nti se o colleague catch us asem na o kan etia no na twensan ya na se wonye arrogant the best thing you can do, oh sorry, I didn't intend to. You move on. Also, I'm changing sign. And that tells you that these people are not ready to even learn anything. And if they continue on this trajectory, they will live in opposition forever. Because you see, when you are in opposition, you need to tone down, do sober reflection, speak to attract what are they your friend is saying? A sympathy from people. Because politics, you know, it's not just about mrani gidigidu. Sometimes sympathy is very key.
Right.
That is why I brought national way for no call Kenoforata Fieno. Now I was angry because Ebasana, you give him motivation to draw public sympathy and then you divert attention from what he has done.
That's right.
What has here? So characters like Afenyo Markin and Co. NPP as a political party will have to sit down and realize that they are in opposition. Ebi anti from when so now one way opposition was arrogance you know more they better now they will stay there for long. And we want to rebuild a Ghana we all want, a Ghana of our own design, a Ghana of our own creation, and that is what we seek.
The minority is John Dramani Mahama say obe kriti ejuma, but oba so obe pama man for we ejuma.
Yeah, Alaska. I think it's a conversation a surface here.
That's right.
And it has several dimensions. There are those who are looking at the moral aspect. There are those looking at the political aspect, and there are those looking to equalize. Alaska, the whole essence of establishing a government, the goal is that you betimi aba na ya manipa nya adwuma ye na productive output no betimi ama man na koso na nipa no so mo ye adwuma no so no o mabrabo akoye.
That's right.
Until obia ti o man mu a the open so benya adwuma ye. But unfortunately, in that part of the world, no such opportunities are available, sir. So always you see this rush, obia try to get in when government change and nase fornoma. But Alaska, there is this saying, say he who comes
with equity
must come
with clean hands.
Exactly. And it's say obi ewo abaimu na say new government aba. Now because of that, nipa no nkofia. So wo and etowa ebe obedi yawo.
Exactly.
Let us be very honest with ourselves. Because ebi akra kwan na wo fa so share mu no in as much as wo pa adwuma ya no wanwe no ho kura hu the time na ye do share mu say na tie. But nipa na offer wo adwuma no at the time no knew very well what they were doing.
Okay.
Nipa na offer adwuma at that time no, they knew what they were up against. And it was deliberate. It was intentional. It was just a way of Alaska, I believe in principle of fairness.
Okay.
And you see, this politics of equalization, you know, is unnecessary. But some point, you know, you need to infer. I'm inferring because I'm going to make a point. So Obakaya Osafo Mafo Asia transition team ever year press conference, and in recent times I've seen the video going viral. Man for airbo back. All can say John Mahama in 2016 abra all corner. Na buy no farm crofo bi do mo hihya abanum. Na mo mabano. They don't even know their budget. They don't know say the name besi akọ.
Okay, no.
We have a payroll for every department and every sector institution in this country. So if I'm appointed a new minister and your payroll, you are not on the payroll till December, the day of the election, and you're going to appear on the payroll for January, when were you engaged in that particular thing? You are going to create a problem. If names appear on the payroll after December, we definitely will lay them off quietly.
So Papaya Nanumia Okan same way was seeking to justify say ethically and now morally no and you're right because sikasem no cry and ye and ye take it over. Give us that opportunity to evaluate. Nipano see ebe fase and see ebe fase na mum once say nguye so Alaska obi make such a statement what in China okasa wow yes he's right that's good because it makes sense.
That's right.
So sad nipano should be onyansafo to the stand say ono abano you will not end up creating the same agenda we complaining no when you are hesitant.
Right.
What does America know? You know, say morally, and now in terms of governance, we know, and you're right. Set the air corner jaubi because we need more budget, we need more left and right, and as for no. So in a society where conscience, a year Juma, near the the last thing you do is to pack people in various positions and go. Because what criticize it, your tape videos are out there.
Knowing your track records.
Knowing your track record. And in recent time, who sa nema webi na no na meka Abra President Kufuor Eko. Na single spine salary structure has been in the pipeline for so long. When implemented that, yet to aba na ban lusu ye no pe. Then the implementation came and oja no hoko. So President Mills so benya sika wo wiemo so benya sika wo he didn't care. And how to go ni so. Alaska at the time we are president, how dare you go and tell workers say single salary structure now you become the enemy of the people.
That's right.
So Mills government was forced to implement the single spine
at the same time or no increasing salary to by 40%.
So aburo nipa na say me bo aburo ja ho akọ. So abura osafuma for air cancer asem no some of us thought say na corrective measures are going forward even the transition act no kan ya amended then. Now my catch say you create a freeze period. So from 7th of December to 7th of January. Sir about one no it should be a freeze period within the transition act. Sebaya no employment be within that period.
Even IMF we could not quite new opposite was so fast
Alaska. So the thing is, you see, one who say a mistake, then you give it a proper legislation so that within that period. But Obuja and Hokoi or no be corona was say nipa gum. Then the same people come back and activate a certain moral argument to say now mona omo Ewoma muso munko trenfe no omonya Ghana for obi anka so mu ye Togo for but Alaska the standard you set that is the same standard you are being judged with and you yes people within the middle space can complain, people can make legitimate argument, but you group of people now mobile saying you have no moral designation to hold press conferences making statements say because you did the same thing.
Right.
And Alaska, the problem is say amamona yebu no yensia de yensia nyansa wom. This particular thing should not be a problem for us. Going forward, let us look at the transition act. Amend no. Now you make sure say we have that freeze period. So 1 month abayam for nipa nothing will happen in this country.
That's right.
A period of 1 month. But you see, constitutional framers they thought say obi be president nyansa. So on they will not be doing things foolishly. Impede the progress of the country. That is why omuja those things say as a person they will exercise wise discretion. But Alaska, I catch it in recent times there are enough evidence out there to prove sufficiently say Nipo Moko Jubilee House Cody President in 2.3. In the last 8 years, the Yehu Okroma say that makes that particular statement contestable. And the new thing going forward, some of these laws must be invented.
Okay.
Say prevent similar things because at the end of the day, the people at the center of these things, Ghana for it doesn't matter whether NDC or NPP, the Ghanaian factor is there. And at the end of the day, say or go through this experience.
That's right.
When you're no be from making crabby a sign juica and your pian will do shame. I bind the buy or say Yamfa and Papa's on the fire. You're doing your politics, but the Ghanaian no your Ghana and no suffer irrespective of the political color. It's unnecessary.
That's right.
So I think we need to avoid this thing and make it stop. And the solution made man when then say amend the way act, the transition act,
right?
Now you freeze period in shame. Say going forward, we are from that day until new government takes over. No appointment, no recruitment, no hair. Even though president, onions and handy over, and you're still president.
That's right.
But there is a new president elect. Ghana, your politics, they cannot work in collaboration. It's not possible. And the best thing to do to remedy the situation is to come up with that particular freeze period within the Transition Act. You're talking about we are say hand over. No,
right.
Give that power to the incoming government to do that. Now, Papa, ya obo ni tape one and no kuha ya osafuma fu ya. Obey that particular press conference justifying. Say we. Do you know what he did? Oba your kwasisa na ma ebe creative positions are anyhow and I don't which is shame.
At the time he was telling them that the public sector and
I am Alaska, this is our Buro people. I call some Wabasha Mumu. Memeti or Safuma from Canada, Yakranamo primary school, Mekai Gross, your friends Macmillan Dictionary, secondary school town. We were kids somewhere.
That's right.
This person has been hovering around the corridors of power till say Okwako. Now they don't answer team. Alaska, we need to end some of this nonsense. Now you're making sure say we are working for Ghana and Ghana will progress. And I know that the average ordinary Ghanaian, home or abroad, wherever people. I want to few. But Omo said the name is let us work to straighten things up. There are people who are on the capital, they want to come back Ghana and invest. Alaska corruption. About the secure background, we better bribe answer. Port on near man and so forth. So I think the government has a lot to do just to review a lot of things just to ensure say life become less cumbersome for the average and ordinary Ghanaian. So that Ghana new home batono.
Yes, you want to 24-hour economy and mupam crop over room.
Oh, na say 24-hour economy near the bani yem yenti na de ba wo. Na say obegina parliament na say otimi ebi wa no eka say 2 months ban bet na so na what me digina parliament me the statement say ejuma na ye ka say e de ba no ejuma na e wo hin it clearly means a wo nipa na crowd
knowing very well say budget kura na ye run budget is yet to present his budget about ejuma.
That is it. We are coming to create na the 80 identify no ba be gina ho no e the way e ka asem knowing very well say sia no the kind of challenge I face is here with regards to the energy sector no more creation. But you see, they'll run away from it and they'll begin to shift the goalposts. And when they shift the goalposts, so if you are not so smart, so you bring them back and tell them in their face, they won't hear some better now. Now also you play to the gallery now, they will mislead almost everybody. Ejuma sama yeke. Ye nyina enim say ye nyina ye Ghana for ba won saa de a e ba be ya abatros e ba be dan enko se ko ba ne se aban bi ba na se aban bi kwa na se ko ba ne se nipa dodo e wo se fo mudwuma fo mudwuma a emre a okọ no e no person de se ankofo ni nyina e de hye ho no na akwa e se aba be ya adesua e de ada aban bi so no menua avanka sanka be ya na sanka legislation betimi aba what ya say betimi etimi akata sa anya ma no so se na be betimi aye nemba pepepe se na be bia betimi akọ ne kan se na wo say sikọ na ho you see inyina ne say the governance of the country na nkasa nipa na mbu ni yi in the kind of opportunity we so creating when me create our opportunity no enti kwa okọ na wanso ho da ye se obekọ no eye ne say so wentimi anye bibi enimani ya amfa so bibi anu a ne kona e bed so be san child den ababa the essence of water ekofa san nema we nyina de ba na nkasa nya abro ani biyi na so bi e create over 5,600 megawatts of energy ama wankasa ka say excess capacity what you say wankasa in your speech no wa also can say Dumso etu chaye before answer mobile in the year 2016 but we ankasa nanum sem to
that's right
ne maintenance e was some ye my maintenance 3 months ago jina pass mo kan so say enye fu ani bi nani on mo anase na crude oil ani bi nani be power wo be maintenance work and eye now fu say bibi koso thought say na see e wo say kono energy e wo hono ye tax system no bibia e wo down say na see say fata nas ejuma ohonuma will you be in the haste said the went me aye no enimani o akofa nkrofo e de ba be show no so ma be ejuma by force and media going forward no you very well say we should be able to create a certain environment because you see this thing, and affect NDC, and affect NPP for pay. Because some of the people that will take it or leave it, it be and crop for.
That's right.
But you see, the issue say we minipa now we minipa no. Idea Sefata said was a Kanwasem, Alaska. Because I remember in the year 1996, because was a lie, Alaju. Now, because I lie, Alaju. Do you know the reason why I went to Alaju? It was because we were going to look for job recruitment to the Ghana Police Service. And it was not about, say, a particular class of people and the Eko Niaji or more. Satan never pay a police ni, Mr. Father a police ni.
Okay.
Me a police ni, Mr. Mother police ni, or what? You understand? We could have used that means to enter.
To have your way.
Yes, we went and kill. And everybody went there to kill. You better show caps. You better show AC form. You better show Unipedia. And those who qualify, they were picking them. And that is how come I'm using the police as an example because that is what at that time I avail myself to. And governance was not only limited to people that were in power or for you to qualify to get job. It was not limited to a certain class of people.
Okay.
Obia we are gonna need wadishia any crowd or crow in seminal. I'm not sure say when we come to the government sector. I be any yentino and it says akwa yes say so wo ba be nye edwumu kwan a na wo say wa ban ewo ho no and so wetimi aye edwuma na sankrofo akwa busu ewo NDC office mo be edwuma enye mo amone ye anka mo ye niam pa mo bia nye edwuma se na wo so nye edwuma anka obi akoku mo akwa so sankrofo anka mo gu ye friend say friend say Independence Square.
That's right.
Ene kokko wiye say ene mu ye na mutimi mo friend say mutimi mo edwuma na de mu kre na napko na mo creating so na so kokko wiye say and a mutimuchi omoka and then Nkolana or him fan. So going forward, when we first say seriously, there should be a way out because this is not a good woman.
Okay.
Because seriously said, me say, and I'm a baby so, and as a baby etiso, no many juma. Na ebia mejuma na me qualification and the team mama mejuma. But for the mere fact say a dimbi a bata me huntino, a nuntino say a di nuntino, I end up be frame. I say, Miss Alan, wouldn't me be? In the year 2016, meba or mechanical engineer, ye gen our port. And yet politics. And I didn't meba at the core hormone. A on one certificate. A okra. And the maninya kunya. A Ghana port. In Crawford by ya. Because we dear Adam Banus engineer. You meba we Eddie. Me na make a show. Mr. President Kufuor never proceed on leave. And this has to make any man who Kufuor clear penasem bako. And I never penasem. That's right. Now me Papa Roll is a penasem. And the reason for which I make Papa Roll is a penasem. And you saw tiny pedio is because of some of the things he did. Ni money be order, ni money be oye no. And no na kwa so boni na de abre yin. What has acquire nephew for good solid 8 years. Says your end is about them. I think Akwala Babe preparing as Akwala at that time. So you 26 years, Akwala na wenya. And that's what 30 years, and Akwala 8 years, 38 years. And such a person says, see, between 18 to 35 years, would that person qualify? That is it. And you're born with Akwala. So this thing seriously, mind-boggling something. I'm right. I was say as a government, as a people, look, believe you me, there's no law, Ivan, I would be too on because I know sir, and can papa Professor Moss, come on, my baby Chuasun, and come on, reset Ghana. I care for but
do you know, sir, Ivan, Olivia, Mama wrap up, for Kobia, Unim, sir, Sam Raya, Anka, to me, Abami, to me, she says CEOs anyway, John Dramani Mahama but omuba nanado de court. Yes. Emma parliament mo ko revoke ye and yakwa pamo. Thank you. Ankende. On crew of waji obegu ho no. Ankende omuwie na ankende na mra na ma mo kwa say. That's right. Samran wakwa yie fi ho.
ana Professor Moses nso pe ni yie ni ti say nyina be hu say nyina e Ghana fo no oso wa mo de montina ho no mo na me ye me me wi an ma ba mo so e municipal chief executive no
right.
6 months o mo tina office and so ba wo so mpin na national development plan no e go see hifa omo nkan na e plan here and because it was not during their time and this national development plan e to one no which of them did not do dan kwa kufa do work with otunu nyina gu here and so seriously no there should be something. And you see, that's something more. It should be such that once a baby ever home, no matter how the government tries, you know, when it goes to the Supreme Court, you know, they will not be able to have their way. Because when you say crap now, who's the same Mrano at the 2 on now say the government can have its way by empowering the number of judges in a particular case. So, it was Supreme Court on more. No matter how the law is, they will overturn it and still have their way.
Right.
That is what is a canker and need in Yano.
But I say, Ivan, I'm saying with the military training, I saw your first started sending messages. Now, what they are saying is that the kind of training our Ghana are one of the best. Now, sir, you see, the 2 of them just to strengthen them. Now, say yes, you ever call elsewhere. And Quebec, you ever call for human rights for no matter military for training. Yedima one of the best. But
sir, we know. To me, no. Aside the other aspect, I mean, Ivan can want some no. Me mo anke si ma pension anke be me de pa. Do you know why? Na me anka minya soja training ya. Anka me because Israel is that what the key.
Oh, that's right.
And so no, at least you streamline no. Na man kola ninya sa discipline no.
But I saw their phone say the submission no. Say the economy.
Excellent.
Now we are boom. But what man who say training nsakre.
Yes.
Alaska, I think
because we ain't train some military, we train someone brasses them at least.
That's right.
Who can say Rollins at some point Rollins. The ministers on so many
that's right.
I go more military training no. So I think it's
Alaska, I think you see Debbie Amakacha said one of the most disciplined professional Ghana has a military.
That's right.
Very disciplined. And may I have a lot of friends, a lot of some senior, some junior, whole lot of people within. But you see, the reality is in recent times, the infiltration of certain elements.
That's right.
And I'm not military now gaining when it doesn't. The notoriety that the military are gaining and are giving people the opportunity to drive into some of the things that happen at the training camp. And you see one of the best. Alaska, we can't sit here and be comparing ourselves to countries like South Sudan and as for no. Ghana is a model seeking to advance in everything. So I think with this technological innovation available and we should find a way of connecting and ensuring training will inculcate some of these modern things into the training. Alaska, so we become military training will bush but we need a cheat. But the only way you see the impact of the training how conducting outside.
Right.
What I say? Training young bush hobby, but the way a man some conducting within this space, and the man for reason to doubt the quality of training they go through. For instance, Alaska, what military training about? The last thing you should do, class over to sir.
That's right.
I was civilian. But I offer Uber. Now Uber no draw or check 20 cedis. No, baby, I offer by all and day and 30 cedis. No, say for 10 cedis, I can me, well, say me for my magic. Now I call you to her train. Alaska. You see, it will give people that impetus to question the kind of way
training.
Yes. Because elsewhere psyche evaluation and so forth, people go to training or have exposure near more who credit me funny team. But the psyche evaluation are consistently yes subject among folk to just to ensure that psychologically they are okay, they can handle gun, those kind of way. I am not blaming them. The system now has its own inefficiencies. For instance, the last time I catch police barracks, young guy was sacrificed out in Hobama or my on the police in Obey. Do you know that we are police in now and Kroma? Your life is at risk. Baby, I will be because I'm Robert about who no. And you are a target.
It is like a Juma.
Yes. Alaska, and just imagine say such police officer and military officer no, you are supposed to live in comfort, in dignity. Obako police barracks, you know. Not your man single room. The fridge is your bontain.
Oh yeah.
The fridge is your bontain. On what be an ewo valanda so baby. And an dino was said near me moya ma. Naseba just a utu kwada abontain. Alaska comfort be na onya ewo fie. What has happened American? So it's a wider area that we need to look at just to ensure. Me, I believe in say obi a sacrifice was say oh yeah juma. So your juma na can a risk.
That's right.
Because your life is in danger. Ghana ha omo country on near soldier for year and I one na what why it me post to anywhere within a month. Ubetimi anante.
Me say sir over to me for radio so obi ewu da ha yama Ghana police.
Yes.
Yeah, say obi me
Alaska. So you see, we need to restructure the system in such a way. Say the young guys in no, their more life no conditions of service who here.
Right.
So and training you see a very very important that we need to improve. And this a national service personnel air com military training model and what kind of training we need to look at all these things. Sabaya the central team no a discipline. How do we make sure that we instill discipline in young people? Sabaya you bet me on board to drive the national agenda.
Right, fantastic. That was Ivan Che Innocent. Yeah, rapu up on ya rapu up. The draft, ya call.
Ivan, I think it's a step in the right direction because we should know the type of training. Because training a military man to go to war is different from training a national service to come out and still discipline that person. So, what type of training are we giving to them? And we should be able to specify.
Exactly, because on national service, you call why you have a background or catching seven classes for so journey.
Yes.
I start to cry.
So
man for the
seriously, we should be able to specify the kind of trainer I was said. It's not a baby VH, you know. On be pure mobile, at least the kind of resource I expect to say. Yebenyano etimi aboa o man empuntu. But Alaska going forward on Ukraine minimum as a party, no, we really need to sit up. We really need to sit up because so share the display of the minority in parliament yesterday during the Suna, especially the minority leader no. And na utie kodwompon nkruma ensem ma wokan e wo CTF and metie na as a party no I was saying na yegina yi. How can Professor Abuchi Becca say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama I could lament e wo parliament?
But sir, Okasa di chere Ghana for you. Is he?
You see, as I don't know where you are, but how can you say that he went to lament?
Who said that?
Professor Abuji. How can you? Yes. How can you say that?
Right.
And then our friends, Sukuma Anuma, Kujuapon Kruma.
Oh.
And so Timoko Jinaka said the president came to lament.
But that politics.
Unim the constituency. Of course, constituency Fumbia, our Ghana Hancheno. Constituency Fumbia, so actually, I was Hannah Yadu Jumedian Bessie.
Yedian Semi in our Ebesoha. Yadawasi when you brought kind of median Semi in Abanavi. Subscribe to channel like an Asha Jumedian for fraud and Kabi. Background, you be here in the next video.
Dedi kama amena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.